Hey there, Chad here for the AI Content Dojo. In this video, I want to showcase some of the really cool new tools and abilities that have come to Chibi AI recently that really make it easy for you to work through your blog posts and various types of content. I'm going to focus mostly on blog type content in this one, but you'll probably see very clearly how you can use this flow to pretty much work on any type of content that you want. Now, right now I'm in the minimal view of Chibi AI. If you didn't know that Chibi has two different modes like this is what I prefer now that the command palette is available to me. Previously, you might have worked more from the full editor where you have access to all the tools and buttons in the sidebar here. And yeah, so if you're a fan of something like ShortlyAI, this probably looks a little bit more tempting to you. And we can just get started with the command palette. This thing is an amazing tool. If you're a Mac user, you totally understand what this means. When I hit Command K and you see this, you think Spotlight or maybe Alfred if you've purchased that. And it's just a way for you to have access to really anything in Chibi's commands. And that means you can do write, seed, flow, all the commands that are the standard core workflow. You can also access all of the core workflow by just typing core. You can see all the tools by typing tool. And you can see all your templates, your custom templates. When you hit slash, you can actually scroll through them all. And you can run your own custom templates through here. When you're running your own custom templates, you can see which portion of your existing content they're going to take into use when doing that writing. And if that doesn't make sense to you, it would if you were in Chibi and using it to create your own templates. These are variables that you can use inside of your templates. And so you can trigger this through clicking the blue button or clicking Command K, which means that it's if you're really good with the keyboard and you like using your keyboard shortcuts, you can actually flow through an article pretty darn quick. So I'm going to start this article with a seed like you always do, Command Shift S, or you can click seed button up here, or you can use the command palette to do that. So we have crafting engaging posts, okay. Not too bad. Let's say that now we want an introduction. So let's go to intro, and it says write an introduction to your article based on your title. So we already have a title written here, so we can go ahead and use this tool. And we'll get Chibi to write a little bit of an intro for us. Okay. Not too bad. Now let's say that we want to have, let's say we want an outline. We can do that here. And you can just kind of go through everything, he's giving us a sort of, not like a heading of outlines, the importance of blogging, the right stuff to the audience. So let's say that this would be conveying the right message. Brainstorm keywords for your content. We can change this to uppercase by doing title case here. It's another one of the commands. Write engaging posts that people love. Okay. We could actually write engaging posts. Write shareable blog posts that people love to read. Okay. We'll make it this, and then I can show you. Oh, instead of going too fast, I'll Command K. Title. So title case is one of the utilities, and actually you can actually filter down to all the utilities by just writing utility, and you can see the different things that you can do. In this case, I want to title case that because I want that to appear like a heading. I can convert these into headings, and we can start doing things inside of them. Now, the other thing I want to showcase is I've been showing you that Command K brings up this, and we can do something like talking points, which is going to use the previous sentence in the context from the first paragraph. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that this first paragraph is nice and meaty. So I put more into the one paragraph. And then I'm going to come down here and I can type /talking points. Right? And that means that Chibi is going to run the command talking points, which is the same as if I just came up here and typed talking points. But you can run anything that's in the command palette through a /command too. So what I'm going to do is just go ahead and copy that and paste this in between all of my different sections, and then go ahead and run them with Command Enter after it. And we'll get a series of talking points. Okay, that's face expressions affect the message. Interesting. Okay. Brainstorm topics. Okay, very nice. The talking points tool is really intended to kind of give you some things to think about for each section of your content. So that's all we're doing right here. Just trying to make sure that we've got some, it's almost like doing a little bit of inline research for you. Right, okay. Very nice, very nice. Okay. So we can also do some other things. We have lots of tools in here. So we have things like long tail keywords and things to know. Teach me something interesting that uses it off the topic. So let's go ahead and try that. Let's make a little note here. Interesting, right? And then we'll do interesting, teach me something interesting. Let's use the tool version of that instead of my template. Okay. So Chibi would go out, look at your topic, think of something interesting about your topic, and explain it to you here. It's a pretty powerful thing, and I don't need to keep this. Just wanted to showcase that you can do that. So really quickly, we're going through. We've got a lot of sections built up. We know what we're going to talk about inside of each section, and we're sitting at about 300 words almost now, and we haven't really even started filling in all the content. And that would be what would come next. I'm not going to dive into writing a full article for you right here, but you can imagine, you turn these into some H3s, you fill in a couple paragraphs per H3. In fact, you could do it something like this. After you get your H3s in there, you could do something like a paragraph plus, which is a tool that takes into account some extra context from outside of the section, the beginning of the content, and also the section itself. So we can get a nice bit of content going, and that's very, very nice. And we can hit Shift Command Enter to finish that sentence off. And you can even go in and do things like use transition words if you want to transition in the same way. Chibi will insert in the same way and begin writing some more. And we've got, I didn't finish again, so we'll go ahead and let Chibi finish there. And now we've got our section started pretty well, and I'm really zoomed in right now so that I can show you this stuff. But you can see how you can start filling in this content. Now, going through a blog post like this is not really how I totally recommend how to do this. I'm just showcasing what the command palette can do for you. What you would really do is after you create your seed, you'd edit it to make sure that it matches your tone and your voice and your style. You want to make sure that especially this first paragraph has everything really that you want to talk about in your article, and do a really good job of doing the writing in a way that you would, so that Chibi can match your style. And as Chibi generates things, review it, look it over, make sure it's correct, or that it's written in a way that you would prefer it be written. And if you keep that up, that little AI dance that I've talked about many times in many videos, then the end result is going to be a much better product for you. Now I'm going to go ahead and wipe all this out and showcase one more thing that we added recently was workflows. And you can, of course, access that through the command palette. So you can do it through WF for workflow, or you can type out workflow. And what this shows is if you want to do a couple of things quickly, simple blog post start, he's going to drop in a bunch of commands in a row. And then you can just go through and start running these. So you can get your seed, you can get a headline, you can start out your introduction. You can just go through everything really quickly like that. Now there's one thing else I want to mention is as you're running through these commands, right now I am in article mode. I know that because this icon is like a slate gray color. I'm going to switch to full mode so I can show you as I switch through these modes, this icon is changing colors. Right, so each of these modes is a little bit different than the other, right? Article is like the most serious, and you start becoming a little bit more creative as you go to the right. So copywriting, persona, story starts getting a little bit more creative each way. So if you want the wording to come up differently than it did when you ran the command, then change up the mode and see how Chibi reacts to write your content for you. Some modes are better for different types of content depending on what it is that you're creating. And But a good place to start if you're writing a blog post is probably in article mode, and then back to minimal mode for me. Okay, so that workflow would mean that you can breeze through these commands to kind of get your jump start on your content. Of course, make sure that it's writing what you want, tune it and change it, tweak it as it's writing to really create a really high quality article. And then, of course, fact check everything at the end. One more workflow that we have is the brainstorming, topic brainstorming. So you can use this. He's going to give, Chibi's going to go out there and he's going to give you some headline ideas, come up with some questions about the topic, maybe check for some long tail keyword ideas for that topic. And using the new Google Things to Know SERP tool that we have, which is a SERP feature that Google is testing right now. Chibi's going to go out there and create some things to know about that, so you can learn a little bit more about that topic if you want to brush up on it real quick before you start writing about it. Now, after Chibi creates that content, if you really wanted to keep it for your document while you're working on it, one of the things that Chibi has is a notes section. If you come over here, you can actually fill in the notes for this. And some templates do have the ability to target notes. So if you put your content in here and you build a really nice, intricate template that does something really effective for you, but it's going to base some of its usage off of what's in the notes, you could do that as well. Okay, I don't want to go too much further in depth. I just wanted to showcase the brand new command palette because this thing is powerful, gives you access to everything at your fingertips. As you're writing, you can literally just be writing, Command K, check out some tools, your own templates. All your own custom templates start with /. So, if you type /, then you have access to all of your custom templates. And you have core, you have utilities. Oops, I closed it. You have utilities. You can set smart locks, do title casing, all that kind of stuff right from the command palette and get everything done nice and quickly. And that's a wrap. Until next time, I hope you're creating some really awesome content. And if you hop over into the Chibi AI community, we can discuss everything about Chibi more. I'd love to see you there. And until next time, take care.